Hello, hello, people. Good morning, afternoon, wherever you are calling in or joining from. Um, yeah, I'm a little bit early maybe today compared to the other days, but that is okay. Just kind of going with the flow today and didn't plan on scheduling anything. But yeah, really excited to be tuning in with you today, this moon day, the intuitive day. Where we can really like tap into that energy. And I mean, how wonderful it's like a new moon as well in Cancer. And also, I believe I've just discovered that there is a huge transition happening with our like north south nodes. We're moving into like Aries and Libra, which is really meaningful for myself. That was kind of when I was born, I believe, as an Aries north node, Libra south node. So I can feel the like potential over the next 18 months because I believe that's how long. And I'm curious how you all were doing in the past like couple weeks, especially. It seemed like I believe it was like Scorpio we were in. Ooh, hello TNM. Oh, really? Oh, cool. Okay, so you're also Aries North Node. Yeah. Yeah, so like the leadership, but I wonder how it's been for folks over the past like couple weeks. It's really felt like this like shedding, dying, which is Scorpio. Yay, Scorpio. So yeah, lovely to be here with you. We're gonna do some like card pulls, and I have ruins here. I'm also hoping to kind of just create this space with YouTube. I was feeling a bit of this, like not a lull necessarily, but just kind of wondering, okay, what am I doing and what really wants to like come forward here and how much can I share? Where do I feel called to share? And as much as I love like Reiki and the energy healing and stuff, I feel like there's this also kind of like other aspect of it that wants to come through with like light codes and all these other sort of downloads, I guess, that spirit shares with me, through me, to be given, gifted, however, and hopefully received by whoever is joining in. And a part of this conversation before we start is around receiving. I just came back from like a trip. I went down to California. We drove through the coast and it was very beautiful. Maybe you saw, I went to Mount Shasta for a bit and like just, it was amazing. Receiving all of that being pretty much gifted to me, being able to receive that love of family, love of partnership, of the world and the energy around. And then I returned pretty much tired of constant travel for like almost 2 weeks. And I just came back from a weekend of a women's festival, which was also gifted to me. And there was a lot of resistance for myself wanting to even go, but how can you say no to someone being like, hey, here, take this ticket, and I look forward to seeing you at some point over the weekend. Anyways, returning back home after a very interesting day yesterday of locking myself out of my vehicle, out like an hour away from the city, I feel like I have moved through this place of just always giving and doing and not really being in like the feminine fully, which has been a huge part of my life journey. It like just this opportunity to receive. And I received it from all the sisters that were at the weekend. I think there were like almost like 500 people there. It was just like so amazing. At the end, we did this ceremony, just like receiving the love and the connection from each other and also giving. And also from this place of like being able to receive from the masculine, which is a huge part, me receiving from my partner, which I realized like when I can allow myself, like it just keeps flowing. Spirit wants to just keep flowing and giving. So where in your life is it maybe you have been struggling to receive? Where is it that, you're being asked to open your heart and just like let the universe, let spirit bless you because you deserve it. You're worthy of it. No matter what you're doing, no matter how you're showing up, how you act, whatever, okay? Like whatever programming is coming from your past, like religious programming, scripts, like those inner dialogue scripts that you've been like you've taken on as your own, which most likely didn't come from you. Maybe it came from your parents or other people in your life. we're just going to ask the angels to support with just clearing and releasing any of those pieces there. So as we go through here, hi, Melanie. Yeah. Ooh, yay, excited. As we're here to receive, what are those things we wish to let go of? And I see you saying there, TNM, about wanting to, the old fears, the habits, the issues that are fading. So, in order for us to receive, there needs to oftentimes be a letting go of something. And it might, at this point, I know for myself, it was like a letting go of fucking ego. Letting go of what I identified as self, or how I felt or thought I needed to show up in the world. And so it's really uncomfortable. I didn't realize it until I was watching another card reader, tarot priest. If you see any of her stuff, she's really cool. And she's like, yeah, like you're in a dark night of the soul. And I was like, oh my God, like that's totally what this is. Like, it's been a long time since I've been in that space. And it's so uncomfortable, but we got this, you have this. So be ready, willing to receive. Yeah. Ready to receive love, financial freedom. I've been struggling to let those two aspects in. Yeah. I'm ready to learn and grow. Beautiful. Yeah. So just going to invite you here, as those angels, those spirit guides of your own counsel are coming forward, your ancestors calling them forward, and calling forward those light beings that want to support us. And what I learned this weekend is just that confirmation, really, of the connection to Lemurian energy. And it was evident for me being at Mount Shasta twice during the trip. Didn't plan on it to happen twice. Turned out I needed to be there twice. And so calling in those energies to just be present and to support with whatever healing wants to show up. And if you would like a card, if you would like anything, if you have a question that you would like kind of clarified or some intuitive guidance on, feel free to put that in the chat, and I will do my best to get to everyone. And yeah, let's just see what shows up. And if I say things, speak things that don't make sense, humming, hawing, toning, whatever, just, go with the flow and know that you'll receive exactly that vibration. Okay. So T and M, you'd like something. Okay, let's pull that. How did I feel when I found, well, I don't know if I'm fully separated from my ego. And, I don't think we really ever do, but I feel like there's become an ease now, especially from this weekend, of being able to let go of the past and be willing to step into like the new. Okay. I realized that was a huge part. It was like a clinging happens, that's where the struggle is, especially within the psychedelic journey world, where we talk about like ego death, ego dissolution, and oftentimes what makes it so difficult for folks when they're going through this process is the desire to hold on, because the ego wants to survive. The ego is never gone. It's a part of us. It helps us with survival. It's a part of our identification in this world. We were just talking about this morning, which is kind of interesting. But just recognizing that we can be that, and we can be our soul, our spiritual aspect as well. And they can work together, is how I perceive that. And ease. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Let's see. It feels good. It was definitely not feeling good the other days. Okay. So T and M, we got a few different cards here with the tarot. It was actually the 8 of Wands in reverse. So this kind of like, almost like I'm seeing it as like the attack is kind of like coming to the end. Okay. Or at least this perception of what an attack is. Because then we also have 3 other cards. We have the High Priestess, we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the 10 of Swords. Okay, which looks kind of like a grim sort of energy card. But like, really what I'm getting with this one is like, I guess what I'm seeing here is that release of like the old self. This is like the old body. Okay, this is like the old parts of self that are being identified. And it's been through this journey of what's been perceived as attack, what's been perceived as like strife is the word I want to use. I don't know if this is actually the strife card, but for whatever reason, that's what it's coming through. What we perceive as strife is actually led to intuition, led to your gifts, your awareness being woken, your power as the feminine, becoming kind of like this queen of emotion, maybe feeling a bit more balanced, and then finally that like letting go of the old. Okay, so knowing it's not always comfortable, but you are like the woman, if I can use that word, for the job. Okay, and there's definitely like a strong feminine energy. Just pointing out. Hello, Andrew. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, okay, no card reading for you. Oh, did you get the High Priestess last time? Yeah, okay, interesting. I just want to point out with this card of the Queen of Cups, like it's like her feet are in the water, okay? She's holding this beautiful chalice, looking down almost at the chalice and at the water, and her feet are in the water, okay? The weekend that I just came from, it was really, that reminder is like of the wild woman energy, the being in emotion, the being in the uncomfortable. I had many conversations with women who, like, whether it was their first time at like a women's festival or doing like a lot of deep spiritual work, which is kind of what happens, right? When there's workshops and all sorts of things happening, and people feeling like they needed to feel love and light. One person shared with me how like they were feeling a lot of pain. They're like, yeah, it just feels so painful, and I know I should feel like good. And I'm like, yeah, like let go of that belief. Like we're not here to do work and just feel like happy and yeah all the time. It's okay to release the fact that we might like be in pain and we might feel like we're struggling, and to be in it. And we can do it in a way that's still in our power. Okay. Like you can still do it in a way that's in your power. So let's see one of these tarot cards. I got this really cool deck, the vitriolic tarot. Oh my goodness. From my like teacher's school down in LA. It's a really cool deck. I just want to speak to this real quick. So we'll pull from here. And the neat thing about this like deck is it also came with these neat like aromatherapy vials, so that so anyways, I'm just sharing that if anyone's interested. Hi, Willow Tree. But let's pull one of these for you. TNM and then a Bruin, perhaps. So we have the star. I'm just going to share this with you. Share the image. You can see the sigil down below. And just breathing that in, the star card. I think this is the energy of Aquarius, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of perceive that as almost like a beginning in a way. For whatever reason, there's something like, what are you wishing upon? Okay. What is it you'd like to call in? Using that orange in the sacral space too. Like, what are you birthing? Okay. What are you birthing into creation now that you have released this? Spending time on that. Like as we transition into, I guess it's coming up to this like blue moon, I was told at the end of August. I think it's like August 30th. Ooh, feeling a lot of heat. There could be something here for you over the next few weeks, to really focus on what is it you want to bring into the world. Okay. Writing it down, asking the star, connecting with your high self and spirit, and just being like, what is it that like my heart desires? What is it I want to bring here? And what is it going to look like over the next 3 years as the cycle, kind of like the next cycle is starting. Again, we have the cycle of this Aries node and so forth, which seems really connected to you already. What else? What else is it you want to bring? Okay. I got to read the messages. I apologize, folks. Melanie, what message is there? Okay, we'll get to you next, Melanie, for sure. Hi, Charlotte. Nice to have you join here. Yeah. If you'd like a card or anything. Oh, I see you put that there. Never mind. Okay, we'll get Melanie, then Charlotte, I believe. Oh, no, Willow Tree, then Melanie, then Charlotte. Okay, we're going to figure it out. Wow, I'm an Aquarius and 17 is significant. My daughter has a star named after her. Oh, cool. Oh, that's fancy. I like that. What star is that? Maybe there's some connections there. You don't have to share that, but like, yeah, what star is that you can connect to? Family lineage or something. Ooh, so we have Lagoose with the ruin love. I don't know why I shook it, but I could have just held it. So just sending you that love. There's something about the heart, the power of like fire. You know, like I feel like a heat. So whatever that energy is, just sending that to you. Harishti Esta. And just recognizing that you get to live out your dreams, you know, not your family's dreams, not what you think other people thought you should do or whatever. You remember you've been like letting that go. Now it's like, what do you want? And recognizing that love for whatever your passions are. Yeah, like passions is a word I keep hearing too. It's just like the passion. What is it? Go for it, okay? And just let go. I'd be with like letting go whatever that other stuff is, okay? I want to just speak that. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that she passed away. Yeah. Oh, so much love to you. As a mother, I can't imagine, you know, that's, yeah. And knowing that, I'm sure you know, you're never separated. You know, I was reading something in a book just recently about even when like as family or people we love, we're like have distance, we're still always connected. And I think we all know this. You know, it's like prayer, connection through heart space can support us with remembering that connection and just really guiding us. So yeah, I want to start a coaching business, but I have been hesitant. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's exciting. Hesitation's the key. You know, what's that resistance and why? And obviously doing the work to support with releasing some of that, which I think you're doing, and clearing through the throat space anything that might be holding you from speaking your truth. Okay. And this is part of our, you know, journey. Like if you were to see me like however 3-4 years ago, very different than now. And I am excited to see what it's like in another 3-4 years about really stepping into my power. So don't think, oh, like people you see elsewhere that they're ahead of you or in like a different place of power. It's like, you know, we all have gone through our own journeys and you too are capable, you know, of stepping into whatever it is you feel called to. So always here to support with, you know, anything that you feel might be like an addition, a contribution for you to really step into your gifts, into what it is you feel passionate about, like what we would call in shamanism, like your sacred dream, and trust that. So yeah, okay, TNM, thank you for being here as always. So let us I will do Willow Tree and then Melanie, because I think you said after you'd like a card, which is great. And then we'll do Charlotte. Ooh, all the cards fly. Anyway, so yeah, lots of new people. I guess I should just say thank you, folks, for being here. If you are interested in like more of these videos, that usually every Thursday we release like a recorded video. On Mondays, we do these lives. We do lots of other things online and in person in like the Edmonton area. But yeah, you can always subscribe to the channel here. I'm also on Instagram, Deep Mind Squared, which I kind of took a break off Instagram for a little bit as all the transition happened, but I will be back on there. You can connect there. Willow Tree. And yeah, subscribing just means that you get to see and it supports here. I also have some links in the description box. So if you're interested in connecting in other ways, you can do that. I'm also always open to receiving like donations and gifts because I'm being told I need to make sure I communicate that to people as part of receiving. And oh, so many pentacles for you, Willow Tree. This is cool as we talk about receiving. And yeah, just always open to that. So I just want to thank you all for your energy here, knowing that you are being guided. Let's see, Willow Tree. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, I feel like, okay. And then the Devil card, which is not bad because it's interesting too, because the Devil has like that pentagram above his head in reverse. So I'm kind of seeing this as the old ways in which you have perceived money and how you have to like toil for money and work hard for money. Like, stop that. Why? Look at it. It served you then, it doesn't serve you now. And so it's like, just like, let that fucking go. Let spirit bless you. Okay. Releasing through the Devil, which, you know, it's not like a bad card. It's just about what are we attached to? What is holding us, these structures, these beliefs that like really don't serve us, that are really meant to teach us. So like, again, it's not like this is bad. It's been like a teacher for you. And now as you can start to receive and like just receive the blessings and see the abundance in the nature around you and all this stuff, you know, where else can you start to cut away any of the old programming, the beliefs, you know, especially from like a religious standpoint. If you came from a place, like someone just told me this yesterday, it really hit, like, you know, where we are told like, hey, if you're a healer, you do like spiritual work, or if you know, you are a spiritual person, you know, you shouldn't be going after money, or it's greedy to go after money, or to do good and receive money. Those two are detached. So whatever that is, just calling the energies, like feeling that heat again. So whatever healing needs to happen, that fire transmutation for you around that willow tree, really inviting you to explore any other ways through journaling, asking question and going into meditation, using the dream time. You can ask ask the question and see what shows up around what else is there? Is there anything else that just is seeking your attention to really release that so you can receive? Okay. Okay, you're right. Teacher. Yes, I've evolved spiritually and religiously. Yeah, okay. We're going to pull one of these cards. Ushtai arayamai sti toramai di. And just inviting you, Willow Tree, to just imagine that fire inside of you, kind of like, you know, lighting you up on the inside. I really feel like there's something supporting you there with that fire energy, the fire element. Breathing it into your solar plexus. Card for the Willow Tree here. Ooh, if it's gonna come, maybe the energy just needs to still run a little bit here. I feel like I'm on fire, which is fun. Ooh, just breathing that in. Really breathing that in. And, you know, I'm thinking of like, ooh, okay. We're gonna go with this bottom one. And actually, there's two, maybe. Ooh, so we have the Fool, but like as the last card, almost like the Return, okay? The Omega. If we think about it, and I'll just ask you to breathe in that sigil as well at the bottom, the image of the butterfly or the moth. With the Fool's journey, the hero's journey, we repeat, we return, right? From the beginning to the end to the beginning again, Alpha and Omega. And so the beginning is the end. They're one and the same. Don't see this as like, oh, it's done. Like, what else is there? What else is there that wants to come? And it's just going to guide you to the next journey and then the next journey. And then we have Mercury here. So just noting these symbols, the sigil. I think it's the caduceus at the top there with the moon. So what healing still is being supported for you during this new moon? Journaling. Yeah, I definitely think journaling here with the communication, speaking to like your high self through journaling could really be a support. And just trusting, that those energies are there. If you haven't checked out, there's that Thoth meditation, just because Mercury, I tie with like Hermes, Thoth, and all that wisdom. That might be something to consider checking or connecting in however way you feel like you want to connect to Hermes, Thoth, for that wisdom and guidance as you, this work is never done. It's never done. It's just like evolves into the next thing and the next thing, which can be really tiring sometimes. So we have Perthrow, and it was kind of like pointing backwards. So I'm not sure how it's going to show up, how I hold it. I think it might actually have been like this. I'm not sure how my camera is. So releasing things from the womb space, from the past. Okay. Releasing what has been created that maybe you doubted, or things that were taken from the creation process of the womb, spiritually or physically, energetically. It doesn't really matter. We all have a womb space, men, women, so forth. It's just like this dumping, a dumping, and it might not even be yours. It might be your ancestral, like your mother, your grandmother, and so forth. So whatever there is there that doesn't need to be carried by you anymore, we're just going to ask your guides, your ancestors, your angels to just let that kind of cut away from you so that you can now step into the freedom. You have the support of them behind you. Perthrow. And whatever confusion might be there, because all of a sudden I just go like, wow, what? Is that even the right rune? Oh my God. Like, you don't need to know. Just trust when you need to know, or if you need to know, it'll be made known to you. Okay. Don't try to figure it out intellectually. This is about the womb space. And that fire, the sacral. Oh, so just breathing that in. If you want to tap your womb space just below your belly button, you can do that as that energy continues to flow to you. Dirayai Ushtaraban Toroi. Just awakening that womb space. Whew. Okay. Willow tree. Thank you. Hope that makes some sense. Oh God. Okay, Melanie Coleman. We're gonna do you, then we'll do Charlotte. Yeah. So to those of you who kind of maybe didn't show up right at the beginning, we were just talking about receiving, and so maybe there's something that you're feeling at this point you desire to receive. Okay. What is that? That will pull some more cards here. If you know anyone else that you think might want to take part in this reading, feel free to share the link to them. The more folks, they say when two or more are gathered, that's where the energy is. Spirit's there. Melanie. We have the world in reverse. Ooh. The Page of Swords in reverse. Just reading something about, I have it open, I think, on my computer still. I might actually check it. Oh my gosh, cards. And the King of Wands. Okay, and interesting. I had when I removed the two bottom cards that kind of fell out, and like they were kind of on top of like other cards. There was the Ten of Swords, the one that just had been there with like this person laying on their back with all the swords in there, and then we have the Five of Cups, which is also, and they're both in reverse. So, like this very sorrowful person looking and weeping at the cups that have spilled, where right behind them is like cups standing. Okay. So right now, I was mentioning about this transition. And so Melanie, maybe there's been like a feeling of, like, oh my God, the thoughts have been so negative and like, it's just like, seems really dark. It's like, that is the past. Okay. It's the past. I'm just going to hold these all up, kind of like facing. They were in reverse, but for whatever reason, whatever that even means. So we have the World here, which is related to the Tau cross. It's the last card of the major arcana. So it's like really is a completion, almost like all that stuff from your past where you've been feeling the negativity and the negative thought patterns and whatever, seeing it almost like, okay, that's done. Okay, now we've entered into this new space. You are now in this place of being able to create like the new sort of affirmations, the new thought programming and everything, and you will be successful with that. The King of Wands, I believe, is like the fact that you have like the skills and the tools to be able to do that. Okay. Trust that you have that. You have the backing of that. And I'm kind of getting like this like paternal energy too. It's also interesting. All the cards are looking to the side. We could say they're looking to the right on their like right shoulder like this. I'm seeing obviously looking to the left. What is that in reference to your masculine energy? Okay, yeah, there's something there. So whatever that might be. Just call the angels to kind of give you some clarity, direction. Hi, Dora King. Yeah, we'll get you a card. I think there might be another person ahead of you there, but we'll definitely. Okay, Melanie. So what tools do you have, Melanie? What actionable steps can you take to support you with creating the new thought forms, okay? Is that like seeing a healer, working with a therapist or a coach or whatever person you feel called to? Is it you doing affirmations? I keep thinking there's this app called like Think Up. I'm sure there's like much more like user-friendly. I mean, I think it's user-friendly enough, but it's not like so aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. A lot of more modern kind of apps. But it's one where you can like record yourself and listen to affirmations being played. But I mean, you can find that stuff on YouTube. I feel like that's something that's coming through about changing thoughts. Okay. Let's get a card for Melanie Coleman from this deck. Which one are you? Which one wants to come? Certainly affirmations. Yeah, I feel like there's something there. And like feeling on top of the world. When I see this like Page of Swords, I was going to point out like, so in certain magical practices, like the Lesser Banishing Ritual, the Pentagram, we start with imagining ourselves with our feet on the earth, okay? Oh, and if this is something that in the past you felt uncomfortable, because maybe you are very like airy, spiritual, maybe you've, or even like dissociation is the word that's coming through, where you feel like, oh my God, I can't like be too much in spirit because I just like, especially if we've come from trauma or traumatic backgrounds and so forth. And in those rituals, we start with imagining our feet on the earth, and then we start to grow our light body out and like so far into the cosmos. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So the benefit too of the Lesser Banishing Ritual is that it can help clear the negative thoughts that are showing up, like any of those energies. I do need to change thoughts, especially when constantly reminded of the negative. Yeah. So who are those people in your life that are reminding you of the negative, Melanie? Those people need to go. So we have the Alpha card this time of the Fool, the beginning point. Yeah, it definitely feels like this is like the new start, for you. So just breathing in the sigil. So if it's your spouse, okay, that's a whole other thing. I mean, don't listen to me necessarily because like I'm divorced shit, but like that, okay, that was something for me. I was in a relationship, married. The person I was with, we had we like bonded over negativity. Okay, we had a child together. And then I started going through my like spiritual like emergence or awakening, whatever you want to call it. And that was kind of what led to our ending, is like the disconnect between my spirituality, my interests and passions, and the switch of my mind into like more, positivity, or seeing the world with like these brightly colored lenses, I guess is the way I describe it. Like it was like legit, I thought I'd been like drugged. It's like acid. It was like, oh my gosh, like I can see things. It's so much brighter and colorful. It's like, it's beautiful. I'm sure just like seeing like a kid. And that kind of like came to what led to the end is like my partner at the time couldn't see in that way, didn't want to see in that way, and still love towards like him and his choice. Recognizing that sometimes we need to allow relationships to come into a transition of some form. That doesn't necessarily mean leaving a partner. That's not what I'm saying. But it can be, okay, what conversations need to happen? What new boundaries need to be set? And this Fool card here, this new beginning, is giving you that opportunity to do that, to stand in your power, to really build your light body up. There's something, okay, that's maybe makes more sense now with the masculine. What about your father and your spouse, or the interconnections there, and what needs to be explored with that, okay? Yeah, there's healing within that. But like this is you transforming, that like, the other card that showed up was the Fool Omega, like the end, and it showed the butterfly. This one has the cocoon, okay? The darkness can be there, but there's still beauty in that like transformative process. Melanie, let's get you a ruin. I might have to plug my computer in here. I knew Othello was going to come. Fuck yeah. I love it. Sorry, I just got to plug my computer in. My screen might jump a bit. My electricity gets weird when I plug it in. Othello.